to
Saw lead in gaming
Oceanic.
absolutely dominate.
Colin coming through from Hitter to push these guys away. Hey guys, and welcome to Summoner Society's Oceanic Circuit Week number 6.
Slayer goes in, but it's only on Gorshi, and that means that the Orn will drop down. Demon Slayer falls soon after. Ravel's trying to run. And here we go then, and that is a big flash straight away there from Icy. And Gorshi's going to be able to get the first kill. They get a second one as well, straight on to Dave.
There is the end. Taking his fight straight away there.
But Galio mid picked up Idrak. You see a lane getting hit from the Gragas. He's just sitting there.
To engage, he gets knocked up. Meanwhile, here comes Diamond 5. The wave as well, they're looking for it. Big shockwave on the backside. ZZ goes.
Start of the game, and as I say that, Locks now moving with the engage and to keep it over the go.
Teleport, it will be Day and Foley. Demon Slayer flashing, he's looking for it, he can't find it. The second we've got so much help.
I think will be up here. Shockwave coming through. Gets the extra. Able to take out Gojo in the end, forsaken there with the extra dunk down, takes care of Locks, but even still, we have Gomez here having the burnout flash as well as cool. The Forge God is on the run here at the moment, but doesn't have the movement speed. Yuxame looking for the DPS, and once again...
that would work. But I think mainly it would just show that Viseria, they had their first loss last week against a resurgent Knights outfit, and they won't be feeling too good.
Yeah, they definitely want to resolve themselves to finally close out this game, but anything could happen. Looking at the picks here, though, a lot of priority being placed in the Aatrox for Sam. I presume it's going to be Sam, given how the Camille was picked up for the jungle, but Zoid be flex mid lane. But I think that Sam's a bit shown to be a very strong laner, and prioritizing the Aatrox pick for him there, I think, is definitely a smart move, allowing you to almost guarantee a winning lane in the top lane. And then grabbing the Camille to be able to allow you to accelerate your mid and top play for that advantage, and then get the Braum for like a safe bot lane, I think is a really smart pick. Also, taking it away from the Lucian, I think is definitely crucial, given that Alistar was taken off the board, forcing them to pick up the Thresh, which, don't get me wrong, Thresh is like a good pick, but I definitely think they would have preferred something like the Braum or the Alistar.
Yeah, I don't feel that we've seen too much of Thresh for sure this season. Just looking into it at this point in time, and yeah, indeed, we've only seen him around 20% of the time has he been picked or banned, so not too often. Actually, he's only ever been picked. So Thresh, not really a champion that they're going after. A lot other bans coming through. Jackson's in Zhao banned away there by Squid, so targeting the jungle, whereas Yasuo and Jin actually banned away there by Viseria. Ezreal will be picked up instead, so that'll be there for Hind and Draven, as looking like we might have a jungle pick coming through here for Stressful. That could be an interesting one should he want to go for that Twitch, that is for sure. But
I would be very surprised if he ended up going for the Twitch, but
I'd be surprised if he went for the Nunu as well. In the end, he's
Are you doubting the Nunu pick?
look, I've seen that Nunu. It was in Nexus Splits. I've seen Nunus just sprint, absolutely launch themselves with their snowballs. Like 1 second, I'm just casually farming in my lane. Next second, my Nunus come flying over my shoulder and blowing someone up underneath their tower. I'm like, yeah, okay, that seems fair.
It's fantastic. I love it. But the Kazakhs instead going for maybe more selfish carry jungle role here for Stressful. The Lee Sin was up. A little confused maybe why he picked, and that is a Diana pick.
Ooh,
whoa,
juicy.
Ooh. So I'm presuming that's a pick into the mid lane, but it's very flexible.
Yeah.
I've personally played a lot of Diana. Diana is one of my personal favorite champions.
I agree. I too enjoy it, so I'm looking forward to this one, that is for sure.
Especially as an Aatrox container, I think that Diana has a decent matchup into him. Should they? Yeah, it seems like they are going to be putting the Diana in the top lane. No, they're not. That is a Diana jungle. I'm so confused.
I think they'll probably end up moving that around a little bit more. They'll continue trading out. That was, however, LeBlanc
in the mid lane.
picked up there. Going to go into the Diana, so definitely this will be one to watch. Either Zanquish is going to show how to play, your melee into a ranged matchup in the mid lane, or we're going to see how to be banished and just punish people.
Or we're gonna see why Diana isn't picked at this high of a level.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely one to watch. I that has really just thrown me off completely, that pick. Like, that is exciting level.
Well, I mean, it does make some sense here. I can sort of see why you would go for it. You have the strong AD like carry potential from your Kazakhs. You have the AP Rise picked up, which can contain the Aatrox, but I didn't actually notice, but the Aatrox has been flexed into the jungle with Camille going top lane.
Yep, Eton Salas going to be taking Aatrox, Sam on Camille. I was feeling that they could have flexed any way they wanted, and in the end, you'd say that they maybe have, really done quite well there to be able to bait out a couple of picks.
Yeah, for sure. I think that by making them think that the Aatrox was going to be in the top, and like you had the mid lane open, right? You last pick your LeBlanc. You could have flexed it, as you mentioned, anything, anywhere, essentially. So
Aatrox,
you could.
Aatrox could have ended up in mid, I guess.
Yeah, you put Aatrox mid, Camille top, pick a jungler, and you're on set. But they did opt for the LeBlanc here. LeBlanc, I think, has a significantly better roam potential than a Diana. I think a Diana needs to win in lane at that 6 power spike. Otherwise, you know, in team fights, you're just trying to get onto their backline, but it's not exactly easy, especially given they have got the Braum and the Aatrox you have to get through. But as I was talking about earlier, I think it makes a lot of sense for the style of sort of pick skirmish comp. I think that they're trying to draft from the side of Visera. You have the Kha'Zix for solo 1v1ing the enemy jungler. You have the Ryze to do that 1-3-1, very strong in that sort of setup, or 1-4 even. You have your Lucian and Thresh that you want to try and get ahead, you know, try and roam into those mid-game skirmishes, mid-game team fights. And so I think that there is a lot of potential for this Diana pick to be able to take out some of the threats. I'm just looking at that team comp and thinking the only real threat is maybe the LeBlanc.
Yeah.
And so I think the value being placed on someone like a Diana is maybe better than an assassin, because if you're playing an assassin, you have to have a target. You have to go in. You know, if you don't get that target, or if they don't really have one, then you're just gonna get blown up and die. I think Diana has definitely a more survivability, but
well, she can be played. She can be played like in an assassin sort of style as well. I mean, she can. If she goes damage, if Vanquish is going damage on this Diana, you will see probably LeBlanc or Ezreal possibly die in, you know, just a couple of seconds
completely.
if they're left alone. So it's definitely working with that pick composition that you were that you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely have to give credit to the fact that Diana can go, you know, that Rod of Ages or the maybe more bulky builds options to her. Abyssal is definitely one of the options open to her. Maybe not the priority, but also, you know, this LeBlanc could be 6-0 at 5 minutes, so who knows, right?
Yeah, we will definitely see how that one ends up going. Looking down at the bottom lane, Ezra has opted. You see that quite. They want to be able to go back, pick up that tier early, get back into lane. Coming up against the heal that was on the Lucian. So, yeah, the summon spell when you're in the middle of a fight, or do you want one just for laning phase? It's going to be 50-50 sit there, see how it ends up going.
Yeah, definitely. I think that opting for the teleport here is definitely maybe the smarter move, safer move. I like, in terms of going for a heal or a barrier as alternative options here, into a Thresh Lucian, I feel like if you get hooked, you're probably dead if you don't have flash up. I feel like that's like a heal isn't really going to do a whole lot. Whereas a TP lets you reset, lets you shove in the wave. In mid game, it lets you get to team fights and objectives reliably. And basically, I think that this Ezreal just wants to stack his tier, chill in the bot lane, recall on that 750 gold to get the tier. You know, just play safe with the Braum. Wait for those mid game spikes to happen with their LeBlanc, and you know, let the Aatrox and Camille try and get ahead, and then maybe take off from there. But have to see how they play this.
Yeah, we will see exactly where they're going to move, how they're going to go about it. It seems like they've drafted something maybe a little bit safer. They can move around as they see fit. But we will see exactly how they end up going. We are onto the Rift then, onto the Snowdown Rift. In fact, for game number 1 tonight, Visera on the blue side, Squids on the red side.
30 seconds until minions.
I have to say though, I really like this snow map. I think there's a lot of I mean, there's a Poro King in the middle of the mid lane. I think that's really cute.
Oh yeah, there is too. I hadn't even noticed.
Yeah, I just noticed it then.
Been playing maybe a bit too much Nexus Split, so that's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. As I was gonna say earlier, I skipped my mind, but Squids here definitely opting for more of a team fight comp, I think, than Visera. I definitely think that their engage options with the Camille and the Braum, as well as just their general back to front team fight, is a lot stronger. So you'll definitely see them trying to group and force objectives maybe a little earlier.
Ooh.
But Just
Well,
feeling
they
each
found
other out.
Yeah, they found each other a few times on both the top side and the bottom side. In the end, not too much. I think a couple of wards got put down in the pixel brush there accidentally. One too many by Squid's team, as both junglers going to be starting red. So interesting to see maybe where Salis is going to be moving early on as Vanquish. Oh. Okay, I'm getting the feeling that this could be a tough one. He's even started Shield first.
Yeah, that's... I mean, that is a standard pick you see in the top lane, Diana. I think that the mid lane, it's a little odd. I think that you definitely have more shove potential with the Q, trying to get that level 2 earlier, as well as lets you farm range. But...
Did actually get it first there, and actually was able to trade quite well there with Banish. So there you go. How to play Diana.
Only reason that he picked the W in this matchup, though, is because of the LeBlanc's W. Yes. See, because the LeBlanc has to jump in, you can get the shield proc, the double shield proc from hitting your orbs, and that's probably the reasoning behind taking that there.
Ooh, a little bit of damage there in the bottom lane, not too much. Rusty going down quite low. Watching, we see the entire top, well actually both sides of the jungle have been entirely cleared by their respective junglers. The Salis going back early on, whereas Stressful may have actually been seen. Actually, their ping's coming out, and Sam might have to be careful. He's pushed up a little bit there.
They did ward the pixel bush, I believe, so it would make sense. Although, if you're thinking about pathing, now is about the time that the Kazakhs would be in the top side, so I think that ping might have just been general game sense here. I definitely have to call out, though, that
Sam...
Whoa.
Oh, actually, he's going to turn back around. He's going in for Yatsume there. Flash away from the rise, and Sam's going to go in for it. Can he get the one last shot? No, he can't. First blood in the end going to be going over to Yatsume.
That, I think, when you're in a situation like that, it's do or die, right? You've pushed up, you've committed the E, you know the Kazakhs is coming up for you. I think that was really well played by Sam. Unfortunately, he couldn't get the execution, but I think the decision making there was done well. Although Yatsume, knowing his limits, I think that you have to give him credit there, and that was definitely a deserved kill.
Back there, a little bit of damage down. I have to agree there that I think he's played it very well, Sam. I mean, Yatsume got exactly what he deserved as... Oh, here we go. Salis going to turn in here on towards Vanquish. Flash away there from the Diana. Going to be chained up and taken down. No worries whatsoever. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we've got another fight going on here. Rusty is getting chased after. Hindered Raven will be able to snipe him down as he's now going to have to flash away. Stunned down on towards Beck. And Beck, which way is he going to go? Who does he want to take down? Artek is going incredibly low. Hindered Raven is looking to try to help his support. In the end, it doesn't matter. And a kill over towards the bot lane for Squids as well.
Yeah, and they're looking for another one.
A second one's about to come. Surely, Beck, he's not going to get out of this one. Down he goes.
Wow. That does not slow down. But I have to say, just going back to the mid lane fight there, that is a reason why you don't pick Diana. That is one of the biggest weaknesses she has, is she has no escape options when Flash is down. Even when you do have Flash, that's not a guaranteed escape. And they capitalized on that. You saw the Aatrox being able to just get the CC, chain it into the LeBlanc's damage, and went down really easily. I think that the bot lane fight, though, was a bit messier. I think that Vec and Rusty could have probably won that fight. Had they maybe planned around the minion damage, I think, a bit more. I think they took a bit more than planned, but definitely interesting to see that there.
Yeah, look, Vec there may be getting a little bit greedy, I guess is probably the best way of putting it.
Yeah, I definitely think that is one way to put it. You can also see that he has no summoners now. Bot lane completely used theirs, but they do have the TP from Handed Raven. So a little bit of value there. Like, losing the fight with a combat summoner spell over your opponent, as a Lucian Thresh lane, I don't think should probably be happening. And that's definitely something that they want to address and maybe... Oh. in the mid lane.
Mid lane, oh, 3 turning up, and Zanquish, yeah, not going to get out of that one. Stunned up quite easily there. Essen Salas becoming a bit of a monster, turning up in all the right places. 4 kills now to the side of Squids. Looking really good in this laning phase.
Yeah, I definitely think that Squids have shown over this tournament that they are quite strong individually. Sam being a key example of that, although he is actually not doing the best in this game, but that does happen. Hindered Raven definitely getting a lead in a lane that I don't think he probably should have such a lead, but...
That's probably the case. Looking for it again. Vanished. Oh, gonna find Stressful. Flash away at the last second. LeBlanc nearly gets it. Nice hook there, Rusty, but nothing extra. Just seems like the pick potential, the pick team that Viseria have drafted for themselves is possibly not going to be working, or isn't going to come online for a little while longer, as they're going to go straight onto Hindered Raven yet again. Rusty not doing too badly there, but can't find anything extra.
Yeah, and I think that pick comp that they have sort of established isn't going to come online until this Kha'Zix, you know, hits his first item. He's opted for the Tiamat here, so he's trying to farm up, which is, I think, quite an interesting approach. I think that maybe I would have liked to see him go for something like a Serrated Dirk, or something like finishing off his warrior or jungle item, just so he can get those early ganks off, as he's already hit 6 now. But yeah, I think a little bit of an unoptimized thing. I mean, farming is fine, but when you're in a team comp that needs to get early advantages, whoa.
Yeah, Rusty going in there. Hindered Raven, actually, he's on the wrong side of the wall there. Will get taken down. A shutdown, in fact. Going over to Vec there. A little bit of extra gold in his pocket. Definitely going to help at this point in the game.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a misplay there by Hindered Raven. I believe he E'd forward towards the fight, and it's definitely a greedy showing. Maybe thinking they had a bit more damage than they did. But you do see why he did it to opt for the TP here, already back in lane, not going to lose any farm, so...
Not only that, he's already got himself the Manamune. So he's already an item in. Nobody else in the game is that far ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I think that there's definitely something to say about him already completing his first item. He's currently sitting at 3,600 gold, which is 600 gold above anybody else in the game, which would be the Aatrox for Enchiladas here. But maybe Stressful is trying to look for something on the top lane onto this Camille, but have to see if he steps forward.
Doesn't seem like he's going to. I did wonder this before, like, seeing this team composition, I wonder if Viseria have taken a step back and said, well, we're going to be in the finals, we already know that. We don't need to give away any sort of strategies that we might be employing. Let's try something else to see if we can use this in the finals, perhaps. You know, they have got a free game up their sleeve.
Yeah, I definitely think that this is a good experimental game. I think if there's any games to experiment with, it would be this one for them. Although I definitely think that the Kha'Zix pick here might have been a mistake, given...
Oh, Zanquish, no, he's walked into that one, but look at the damage coming out straight away there. Nearly takes down 2 himself. Stressful, can't find anything. Evan Salas and Banish are going to have to run away. Going to be invisible, should almost get stunned up immediately, taken down. Artek will be able to get out as well as Sam turns up straight onto Beck. My goodness, just how this has gone so badly there for Viseria. Rusty can't find anything. He's going to flash over the wall, nicely done. And should actually end up getting out. And this was all for an Infernal Drake.
And that was just really poorly done by Zanquish. You knew that they were going to be prioritizing the Drake. You knew that you didn't have vision of that bush. You have your Q up. You can check that at range. And I think that was definitely a bit poorly done. You also saw Viseria there trying to do the classic one at a time strategy implemented. Which did result in them getting picked off one at a time, as the name would suggest. But yeah, I think that just the clean team play by Squids there was just a bit too much for Stressful to try and do that 1v5 sort of move.
I think, as Zanquish, he's going to get jumped on there. That's a little bit unlucky. They just happen to choose that side of the lane. That being said, I get the feeling that didn't go too bad for them. I mean, like, as naive as it was to walk, head first into a brush there when it was probably warded, he did a lot of damage. Like, that's a little bit worrying that he is, 0-3, or he would have been 0-2 at that point. He's now 0-4. And he nearly took down 2 immediately.
See, I understand that, but also, you've picked Diana. Okay? Diana needs to get a lead at her level 6, level 7, level 8 power spike when she's really strong, as we just saw. And throwing that advantage away of that power spike when you have that much burst to dying to a death bush where you probably should have expected them is a little bit poor.
Oh, goodness. So close there. Flashes were burned. Hindered Raven nearly sniping down with the True Shot Barrage at the end of that fight. How either of them have survived that is beyond me. They're on a ward, and this could get a little bit juicy as Rusty is just going to body block there for Vec.
Yeah, I think that was quite nicely done there by Hindered Raven. A little bit aggressive by Vec, but Zanquish
over the wall. Oh, dodges one chain, flashes away from the next one. 4 in mid. If there is ever a feels bad, man, that is it right there.
Yeah, Banished needing to hit that chain. Unfortunate, but well played by Zanquish there, being able to get out of that one, ulting over the wall, and then flashing out of the Aatrox W. But yeah, Diana, as I was saying earlier, Diana needs to get those leads, and now that she's lost those advantages, now that Zanquish doesn't have that way into the game, being able to just one-shot this LeBlanc, I think that their windows of opportunity are going to just shrink and shrink until you get to the late game team fighting stage where Squids just destroys you.
Good hook there on towards Hindered Raven. They're going to look for it, and Becca's gotten it straight away. Rusty now going to be given chase to Arta. Can he get the hook? Yes, he can. This is looking like it might be a double kill in the bottom lane. They brought in Stressful. They'll get the kill over onto the Kha'Zix. And he is now finally started. There's a good flash away there from Yatsume. Going to be turning it on towards Sam. What can he do? Needs a little bit more. Has got another proc. One last hit on towards the Camille. Nicely done there by Sam. But can he survive? Look at the Jukes. No, he cannot. Is the eventual answer. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this game is even.
Yeah, that was tragic for Squids there. Losing the fight in bot lane. Probably going to lose this turret here, although the ult from Hindered Raven does end up clearing the wave, which it was well done. But Sam there, this is a rise. I think that the melee matchup is quite rough, and maybe getting a little too aggressive, not being able to.
Oh no, you could just see what was going to happen there, Zanquish. You chose the wrong way to go there, my friend. Oh goodness.
Vanquished, maybe not having the best game at the moment. I think Diana is a champion that, unfortunately, as much as I like playing her, is quite easily punishable. As we are seeing in this game. He did opt for the Nash's Tooth, which is fine, but I definitely think that recently it's definitely not the most optimal build you could go for, and they're just gonna get the Rift Herald here and drop it in mid, take the first mid turret, and re-securing that lead.
I will say that there's probably not much gold really left in killing Zanquish. That being said, Zanquish is doing a fantastic job of farming. Like, generally, if you had a mid laner playing Diana at 14 minutes be 0-5, you'd think that they were probably a long way down in farm. As Yatsume, how's he going to juke this? Can he get out? Yes! He's slowed down, however. Can he actually continue getting away? And the answer is absolutely yes. So not too bad there for him as... Ooh. Pings now to Flexa, straight on towards this Drake.
Yeah, I think that this Infernal Drake is definitely a priority. If you end up letting Squids get double Infernal, that can be disastrous. Oh, that was so close from Hindered Raven there, but... Last Stressful does know how to use his Summoner spell, so... Not going to happen. But But yeah, having two Infernal Drakes for a LeBlanc and an Aatrox is insane. The amount of damage output they can do with that, you be overkilling someone twice. Like,
oh, here we go. Zanguish going straight into Hindered Raven. He's just taken away. So, say what we want. This Diana is going to be doing some amount of damage, and that was just... Oh, that was gross, the amount that Zanguish ended up doing. Letting them know how good he is as a player as well. I mean, say what you want, Perplexer. I think this Diana is getting online, has that one item.
I'd argue that was Hindered Raven walking towards a Diana. I mean, it was well played, but...
Ooh,
Rusty.
Rusty. Oh, Rusty, you've bitten off a little bit more than you can chew, like...
He does get the flash out. He does get the flash and ult from Aatrox, so...
Oh, and Vec might actually... Oh, he almost was able to get Sam on the back end of the fight. It's just surprising that he went for that one, is all I can say. Is Yatsume in a lot of strife here. Etincel is going to come in as well. Banished. Can do no wrong there. Will be able to pick up the kill. Now they actually have been able to see Stressful there, so... Their movements? Not
yeah,
too
it
much
looks like
towards anything.
Vec is trying to get this top tower here. Doesn't really have any vision, but we can see the plant was popped, so they do know they are in the top side jungle.
Oh, here we go. Stressful going in there. Will be rooted up, however. Got to get out of this. Won't be able to against 3. This is getting to be a game of 1%ers now, Perplexer. Visceria are doing a lot of damage very, very quickly, but they're jumping into 2 or 3 people, and they just can't find the last little bit they need. They can't find enough for the kill.
Yeah, and I think that says a lot about their team comp. Their entire team comp is designed around getting those 100-0 kills. You have the Kha'Zix and the Diana and the Lucian, and just can burst down targets. But as we can see here, the team play. Oh, the Vec's on the back.
Zanguish coming in from the side. They're going to be able to get 3 for free there. Yatsume. Oh, which way is he going to go? Banished now, having to go back towards towers. Going to be difficult to get out of this one alive. Another tower hit will do it, and that'll go over towards Vec.
I mean, I was about to praise them for their team play, and then they move up forward with no vision and get collapsed on. So, I mean, Squids maybe showing a little bit of overconfidence there in being able to take that for free in the mid lane, getting punished for it quite easily. You can just see there, surely when you have that little bit of health advantage that they had to play that team. Oh, Vec in trouble.
Oh yeah, Vec now again. Maybe he's the one getting a little bit overconfident there. No vision. Sam easily just walking behind.
Yeah, I think this game is overconfidence 101. It seems both teams here thinking that they're in the advantage.
Oh, Stressful. Oh, he's gone over the wall. He's looking for Hindered Raven. Will take the lantern out of there, and they've actually been able to bait out a teleport. Of course, Sam can't cancel that now.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate on Sam's part there, but we'll be able to go to the bot lane and catch that wave, so not completely a waste, but definitely a good thing by Rusty being able to get that lantern to be able to bait that. Sets them up for this Baron, which will be coming up with Sam not having a TP is quite crucial here. You can also see that Ezreal did opt for the Iceborne Gauntlet, and the Ninja Tabbies, which when you're facing down a Kha'Zix and a Lucian, I can't really blame him.
There's a Zanguish here. Oh, turning around the damage. He's gonna get Sam. Oh, maybe not quite. The healing coming through at the last second, even through the ignite, was just enough to keep him alive. Now Vec, he's flashed away from the lantern. He's tried to take it. He's got himself killed. Rusty now is going to be probably dying for the sins of his ADC, and indeed he shall. And that is a very nice turnaround there for Squids all of a sudden with a 4,000 or 3,500 gold lead. They have the chance to maybe look at taking this Baron.
Yeah, and so every advantage that they had secured themselves to be able to prioritize this Baron is just completely thrown out the window there, which is definitely quite unfortunate for Visceria. I think that while Stressful can maybe get a pick, he's definitely not going to be able to 1v5. He is a Kha'Zix.
That being said, he may give it a good go here, though. He's going to have to retreat up against 2. Chain will land. In comes Sam, and out goes Stressful.
Yeah, I think that we said a lot about the pick potential from Viseria here, but it does seem like the amount of collapse and teamfight and damage coming out from Squid's side here does mean they end up getting these picks that I think that Viseria is not really expecting to happen, as you can see by the way that they're trying to take these fights.
Okay, so that will be the third and final outer turret being taken down there by Viseria. So all the outer turrets taken out of this game. Interesting that we look at Zanquish has opted for the Spellbinder.
Yes, Spellbinder is quite a standard item now on Diana, I think. It gives you the movement speed that you so desperately need to be able to stick to targets and be able to, as well as escape. It gives you a serious amount of AP. Like if you're not going for a death cap and you want damage, you go for that. Looks like trying to get some ones down there, but I definitely have to say that burst potential for Diana is always going to be on the board. It's just, can you burst potential in the right place at the right time?
Yeah.
And Zanquished has been able to do that occasionally, but getting punished, getting caught out is just slowing that down.
Ooh. He's gone straight on to Banish there and nearly been able to take down the LeBlanc immediately. Able to push him away, so that's just going to slow down Squids here, I feel, a little bit, as Banished is indeed going to have to go back. This defense might be able to hold on for a little while longer.
Yeah, and you can see the Ryze was getting top lane shoved in a bit there, but Sam alternatively is getting this bot turret pressured with the Baron buff. So, while it would have been nice to have maybe Hindered Raven or, sorry, not Hindered Raven, Banished or Echelons in the top lane,
Banish has actually stuck around, so they've been able to take that tower pretty easily. 4 members in mid, taking that with no worries whatsoever. Going to possibly look for a little bit more. They're just creating space and time for Sam. That is absolutely what they're doing.
yeah, just wanting to pressure them so they can't answer Sam's push in the bot lane. It looks like Yatsume is there.
Banish going to go straight in there. Can't quite find Vec enough. And Zanquish now going to chase after them. In he goes. Down he goes. They want the rest of the fight. Sam has come in from the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Yatsume happens to go gold and Stressful gets out of there as well. And Sam now onto a killing spree. Banish looking for another one. Will be able to find Stressful. He's underneath his turret. He has to flash away from his own base. He's being chased to the other side of the map. Sam will be able to chase him down. That is almost all of them taken out of the game. Nexus turrets are falling. Hindered Raven wants it. They can't quite find that last little hit. The next minion wave should be enough.
Yeah, and I think that we talk about the burst potential from Zanquish, but that LeBlanc was shredding through the team there, as well as Sam and I think and Enchiladas as well. Just the amount of that pure damage from Squids' team comp here is not to be understated, especially in that 5v5, 4v4 sort of setup. And so they, for that successful team fight, after the Baron buff, just get to wreak havoc on the base here, which really puts them in a good spot to regroup, gold reset, push down top lane, and end the game. And so,
I think that is an important thing to talk about here. They've opted for the reset. They probably could have pushed through there, but you're about 8,000 gold up. You know, take the time, buy your items that you want, and win being 8,000
yeah,
gold up.
I think that if they had tried to force the end there, they could have.
Zanquish, no, he's out of here. He's gone, out of position, and won't be able to survive that one. Yatsume actually had to flash away as well as Banished. We'll find him. Beck found by Sam. It's just the pick composition has been picked off. It seems more often than not. Sam is maybe going to be able to get away here. Stressful. Oh, and he gets slowed. Gets slowed there. Unfortunately for him, he's going to look for it. Oh, he gets one himself. Turns it around, finds the shutdown, but it's a little bit too little too late. They've lost 2 inhibs. They're going to lose the 3rd inhib tower and possibly even the inhibitor itself. Vec going to be possibly assassinated here. He's going to run away burning. Can they find him? He will go down in the end. Rusty will follow. Yatsume will be the 3rd as Stressful turns up, but not quite actually. In fact, it will be the inhibitor for them now, Squids. And they find themselves in a perfect position to be able to take this match get themselves to finals. Zanquish, can he find the kill? Yes, he can. He's finally starting to do some damage, but unfortunately he falls straight away afterwards. The Nexus turret is going to fall any moment now. And this could be the final push. Whether or not they want the kills, they will go for the kills. In fact, Banish taking that one. TP coming out. They're going to all be there for the end of the game. And that is Squids Esports. Welcome to the finals, guys.
Yeah, that was really well played. I think that Zanquish got caught out a lot. Stressful it was quite passive in the early game, and then, farm to 6 for Kha'Zix didn't really have as much impact as he did on the Lee Sin pick we've seen the last few weeks. I just think that the team fight and the draft from Squids, as well as just their rotations, in general, is just a lot cleaner, and they end up picking up the game win for it. And I'm keen to see them play against some of the top teams in a best-of-3 format. Exactly,
that's where it's going to become really interesting. I think Viseria, they as we mentioned in that game, maybe this was them thinking about trying a different style. Can they use this sort of team composition in the finals? If they felt like it, they could probably use it in a best-of-3 in maybe a second match if they won the first one, something like that. But it's something that they've learned maybe isn't going to work. Going into the best-of-3, they're going to be able to adapt as they find necessary.
Yeah, when you have a jungler player like Stressful, who is able to set up these lanes and play around the team and just generate gold leads on something like Kha'Zix, I definitely think that something might have gone wrong in the theory, and we saw the execution of that. He didn't have the same impact, he couldn't generate these leads, he lost in these fights, didn't have vision control, and everything sort of just fell apart.
I think it's important to note there was about a minute and a half, Etin Salas was in like 3 lanes, making stuff happen very early on, generating leads for his lanes. That is it's maybe a bit cliched and maybe a bit even disrespectful to the players from Viseria, but Etin Salas set that up so well from the jungle position for Squids to just be able to take that game to the next step for the rest of his team and just let it go from there.
Yeah, for sure, and I definitely have to give credit there. I think the Banished was also really clean on this LeBlanc here, being able to just get the picks, escape when he needed to, have just a really strong presence over the map. Kindred Raven and Arctic having quite a solid performance, maybe a couple missteps, but generally well done overall. I definitely, though, if I had to give a pick, I'd say that Enchiladas there definitely took MVP for that game.
Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it. With that, everybody, though, we will be heading to a break right after this, and we will have Weapon and Quirky taking you for match 2 and 3 this evening. First up will be Off the Grid versus Paradox, a very important match. Paradox need to win to be able to have a chance at a tiebreaker for the finals. Off the Grid, after that match, can take first seed of this split in towards the finals. So an incredibly important match. Like I said, Quirky and Weapon will be on that one. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
everybody, and welcome back to Summoner Society Oceanic Circuit, the last week of the regular season, Game 2. I'm Quirky, and I'm joined by my lovely co-caster, Weapon.
Yeah, what up, Quirky? How we doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's the last week of the regular season, and we're going to have Off the Grid versus Paradox. An important game for Off the Grid. Slightly not really that important game for Paradox here.
Yeah, Paradox are kind of just hanging on 2 and 3 in the standings, about halfway down the standings, I should say. They have a very slim margin of getting in, very dependent on Jellyfish picking up a miraculous win later on in the day. Whereas Off the Grid really hope to secure that top spot, and if we look at the matchup on paper, you have to say they have it, but on the side of Paradox, they really have lived and died by their mid laner Pixel. It feels like when Pixel's on fire, the team is firing on all cylinders, but when Pixel is struggling, they're all on the struggle bus together. So I really want to see how they attack this draft, because I think if they can secure a strong matchup for Pixel against Zippo, then they can really exploit that mid lane matchup and get themselves ahead in this game. As we see the bans coming down, it's a lot of standard power picks taken off the board, Quirky.
Yeah, so we have the Alistair Sire taking off, and Aurelia, as they add that into the band for Off the Grid. Meanwhile, Aatrox, LeBlanc, and waiting on that final ban for the first phase from from Paradox. So probably that last ban I reckon is going to be the Akali.
Yeah. Actually, we did hear some banter in the pregame where I think it was Off the Grid saying that Akali is trash, and they are happy to give that up. But it looks like that might have just been that, and it might have been just banter, as it looks like Zippo or Hyper are going to be taking that Akali into their hands. Let's see if they answer back with, I expect you take your duo here, if you are Paradox. You take maybe the duo and the jungler, and save your solo lane counter Pixel later, because as I said before, Pixel and I believe AU Donkey have really been the power points for this team going through the season, especially Donkey's ability to kind of absorb and then come back firing really hard on things like that Jace in week 1.
Yeah, and we see the Lucian Braun combo getting picked up for the bottom lane here, so a standard power pick for sure, as we're looking for Faulkner's pick here.
We've heard about this Rammus, and I'd be really interested to see if they lock this in, but going back to the Lucian Braum, this is something that it really caters to the strength of Auto IP, who basically is as far as the circuit has gone, has really been a Lucian one trick, and that Braum pairs with it so well, and this could actually be the bot lane brand. Here's hoping. But this plays to their style. This is the self-sufficient bot lane that can get things done by themselves, and it allows Brawns to play towards the top side of the map. And just kind of leave that duo lane to make their own plays and make their own outplays, while still having the chance to pop his head in. As we see, it's going to be the Ezreal locked in, so that more than likely signifies that unless we see a spicy mid lane Ezreal from Zippo, that brand is going to be put into the support position.
Mm-hmm. I mean, support brand dealing out that damage, being literally on fire. As we see, Lissandra is going to be the last pick here for Pixel.
Yeah, this is a pick that I think we're going to see pick up a lot more steam as a team fighter in the mid to late game. It was kind of considered very much a pick champion. Her team fight utility was there, but not as much as, say, other champions that you can take in the mid lane, like say the Orianas of the world. But with that new passive, that ice zombie explosion, a walking Jin bomb that does even more AoE and AP damage, she can just really snowball those fights out of control, pun sort of intended. Here we see the Nocturne taken out. I want to say that this is probably, if anyone watched All Stars, this is absolutely, no sarcasm, probably a mid lane targeted ban.
I mean, it's not Vedius playing, so we got that one trick out, but gonna be the Graves ban, so both sides looking to target the jungle / mid.
Yeah, it's a good strategy here, so you know that you obviously want to target those pools that haven't been touched yet. And the Lissandra pick, it is an interesting one. I expect that there's a decent chance that they are looking to use this as a flex, maybe at the top side, and see what matchup does come out. Because that Akali isn't entirely guaranteed to go to the mid lane, and this is the kind of thing you want to do if you are drafting, and that's a misban, actually. No, wait, sorry, we're on the final ban. But this is the kind of thing you want to do, I believe, with that first solo lane pick, is you do want to kind of troll your opponent, start to play those mind games, and flex that thing around.
So as the beds come through, it will be that Lee Sin and Darius band. Meanwhile, Xing Xiao getting picked up here for Paradox. So that's going to be going into jungle. Meanwhile, we might see that spicy Karzik pick come through. No, switching to the Gragas.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Gragas pickup, and I like this. There's not many champions out there that can outduel that Xin Zhao in the jungle 1v1. So looking to pick something that can gank around the Xin Zhao rather than having to deal with the Xin Zhao being in their face with some clever pathing. Definitely the right choice, and that's a Scion. So that pretty much confirms that the Akali is going to be going to the mid lane. Will be Scion top going into Hyper's hands. See what they rend out their drop with.
It may be the Scion mid, as we see Kindred getting picked up here for Faulkner. So we have a spicy jungle pick. We haven't seen Kindred, I think, all split. So
she's popped up here and there, but definitely not the power pick that she used to be. A little bit of power shaped up here and there on patches past, but it's an interesting choice into this composition, and I kind of like it as far as what it does to neutralize the team fighting ability of Alessandra, and that's a Fiora to round things out. So that's kind of an interesting choice, and probably signifies that maybe they are looking to use the Alessandra in a more traditional style where she's getting out of the map and ganking side lanes with that claw. Let's see how they play it out.
Yeah, so if Fiora gets Scion, I mean, you have to give Fiora the early game advantage there, especially if she can get those vital procs. But that Kindred at the Xing Xiao matchup, that's really going to be interesting, especially with the bounties. See where they end up.
Yeah, absolutely, and probably going to need to see Faulkner. Faulkner, a very accomplished jungler, kind of a veteran of the Sumsock circuit of a couple of years, I believe. So definitely an accomplished jungler and knows exactly what he's doing on any pick that he's put on. And I will expect to see some clever pathing from Faulkner to try and avoid fighting the Xin Zhao early. Kindred does not want to run into Xin Zhao early on. He will charge into your face, knock you up, hit that Wind Becomes Lightning, and make your day just really suck if you are the Kindred. So Kindred looking to probably affect those side lanes on their own without the interference of a counter gank, and then look to scale up towards the mid to late game team fights with whatever build she likes to go for. It tends to be the I was going to say Devourer, but it's the Blood Razor these days, with the Black Cleaver to shred through the armor that a lot of these members on Paradox will actually likely be picking up. So it could be the choice that Faulkner goes for here.
I mean, we're going to turn our focus towards the bot lane. I mean, we have that Ezreal-Lucian matchup that we sort of see more often than not, but it's the brand pickup that's really interesting here.
Yeah, it is, and it's a very pokey champion. I would not be surprised if we do see Frolic actually stick to the Dark Harvest room. We are on 824, so there's been a few light touches to things. Worth mentioning that things like Galio is a Galio rework to be more of a solo laner. Dark Harvest actually brought down quite a few notches from previous patch where it was doing something like 80, I think it was 50 to 80 damage on its first procs. Now very stack reliant. So I feel like the Dark Harvest rune is in a very reasonable place as far as on its best users. It's still really good, and I think Brand is still one of those best users. Lux is still one of those best users. Perplexa can flame me in chat all he wants. Yeah, we've also got things like the Zoe. There you go, Perplexa. So all these champions who have that ability to poke and get that low damage and finish people off with the execute, still really good with it. Not as abusable as it was in days past. And I think, just before I let you speak, Quirky, I will also say, this is the final week of our regular circuit games before we head into playoffs. And while we have seen a little bit of spicy stuff here with the Kindred, a little bit unusual, it's worth pointing out that these comps are very, very standard looking. And I expect that as we go through the rest of the games, we do have one more to play, that this is probably what we're going to see from these teams that are jockeying for position in the top four, that they want to save the really special stuff for the playoffs.
And it's all about that scouting information. So
yeah, get on those OPGGs.
Yeah, so not particularly, don't think either team wants to bring out that Nocturne mid until the finals. And then
it's OP. It's just too strong. You don't want to show how strong you are on it.
I mean, and also as an OCE, I mean, we do have the second best 1v1 mechanics in the world, thanks to Habu. So
Absolutely.
mm,
Second best. I think I want to say best because he took out enough people to probably claim that he's the best on any given day. Maybe not that particular day against Caps, but yeah, Caps is a very good laner. I got to be honest, I actually haven't seen that final round.
it was close. I will say that.
Okay, so here we are. We're actually getting set to load in, so we'll actually get to see what the rune choices are going to be, and this is always the interesting part because it dictates a lot of what these players are going to be looking to do.
That Akali.
Yeah, that is really interesting, and I do like the adaptation against Lissandra, being able to get in, get out, have that extra move speed to basically just kite in and out, get the damage done, and get away scot-free. Probably expect to see Merc Treads kind of pseudo rushed on her, probably to negate some more of that crowd control of Lissandra and make sure that poke that she get in really starts to stick.
As we do see, it is that Dark Harvest on the brand, the sorcery secondary, so we'll be likely to see him just stacking those pillars so frequently, trying to get those stacks right there.
Yeah, and worth mentioning, he's into the Braum, who's a very big target, especially once he's got that shield up. So all you need to do is damage someone who's below 50% health to get a stack. So if the zombie brand can get that poke down, keep that Braum less than 50% healthy, then that's just mission accomplished. All he has to do is just keep hitting those, even just auto attacks will do it. And he'll just be scaling up into a monster mid to late game team fight.
Yeah, so also getting the ultimate as well off from the team fights, that will really help stack that. But yeah, just looking at Paradox's rune seems to be standard. The phase rush on Zinjiao instead maybe that's the attack. That's sort of the secondary rune choice that we see more often here. But
yeah, really good with your ultimate. You pop the ultimate, get your spell combo off, get the phase rush procced, and you can kind of march into combat with that thing up. It really gives you the ability to access the backline more than a Xin Xiao with press the attack might be able to, especially in these more organized play formats where people are going to be kiting back and disengaging from the fights properly, especially when you look at the lineup. You've got this Ezreal, you've got a Kindred, Akali, all these mobile champions who can walk away if you don't have that extra move speed to get into the fight.
just as we get ready here. Anyway, welcome to Summoner's Rift for the Summoner Society Oceanic Circuit Week 4, Game 2. It's gonna be off the grid on the blue side and Paradox on the red, as we have the lovely snow theme, thanks to Snowdown Showdown. Candy canes everywhere, Christmas lights, and even a teddy bear. Actually, no, that's typical.
Oh, and here we go. Cadence already off to the races. It's 5 gold in his pocket.
Yep,
we've seen this before. The team that gets the 5 gold advantage of the Kleptomancy proc tends to win. I want to get our stats team to confirm that, because I feel like I might actually be true with that meme. Here we see a line of scrimmage. So this is what we would expect from off the grid. They do have a lot more to lose in this game, whereas Paradox looking to really play spoiler in this matchup. Not the greatest of chances of getting into the top 4. So this composition from off the grid is probably what you would expect from a team who doesn't want to overcommit. They have a lot of poke and a lot of ability to play these matches out really slow, with the exception of Zippo, who wants to dive in and get those assassinations, but then also has Faulkner in the back pocket to save those team fights. So if they can kind of scale up, get to that mid game, have this big front line, then that's their win condition. Whereas the Paradox Supremacy side, they are looking to fight early and often with the Xin Zhao, with the Braum Lucian. I expect that that Bronze will actually probably look bot side more often than not. So here we see Hyper getting that really nice slam down.
Yeah. It's also worth mentioning that Cadence also with the minion dematerializer as well.
Yeah, so even more signifying that.
here. Just throws down the Wolf Spirit, but and it's just going to walk on back out, going for a bit of damage, and he has got the lucky pump proc on the bottom scuttler there, so...
Yeah, nice. Well passed by Faulkner, and that's exactly what I was talking about in the pre-game. That what we were kind of expecting from this guy, who's very much a veteran in this scene, to be able to correctly read the paths of Xin Zhao, and you see a bit of vertical jungling going on. Xin on the blue side, blue buff, so would expect Faulkner, unless he's doing something interesting here. Oh, this may be a misread from Faulkner, actually, going towards the blue buff.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Donkey and Bronze are doing his blue buff, so we may see a bit of fight. Takes a blast cone over, has to bolt away, but it's Bronze, and he burns the flash.
That is so unfortunate for Faulkner, and a really big misread. He ganked so early in that bot lane, he had to know that he was trading his buff on the other side, but didn't have the heads-up play, and should have stuck to the counter jungler, but unfortunate misread by Faulkner is going to cost him a flash and a blue buff, and likely end up with him getting blue 3 buff by Bronze.
Yeah, and also it has got the hunt proc on the Grump on the other side, so he could go for that invade to try and get that proc and the blue buff, but Bronze is already going towards that. So we're just going to see Faulkner just do his own bottom jungle.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Paradox. If they can keep this tempo up and keep these aggressive plays going forwards, Donkey kind of catches one on the backside of that play. The only thing I will say that Off the Grid have going for them is that they have this, again, that very safe lineup that can scale up, and if they can dissuade any more aggression, Hyper getting a nice trade down with that grasp.
Yeah, and he's got the Vital Proc RNG with him, so it's just going to be backing off now for Donkey. Zippo, he's looking to get... There he goes. Dashes back in. He hasn't got enough energy to pull off the 5-point strike to get more damage down.
Not quite, but that's just positive plays all round for Zippo. He actually pushes Pixel back, and there's more of that poke going down in the bot lane that we're talking about. Oh, that was wonky.
The pro's going in. Actually gets the proc on the Vital. Did he get another one? No. Either he's going so low, has run out of healing, so he has to back for now. Also, TP already been used on Donkey as well, so Hyper with that TP advantage, but he's probably going to use it to go back into lane. You see, it's just a bit of a reset now.
Yeah, here we go. So full reset for the top laners, but as we look across the map, it's actually a slight advantage in gold and CS for the Paradox side. So really positive stuff for them. If they... As I was saying before, it's really up to them to play aggressive in this lane, because I feel like as the game goes on, the composition of Off the Grid is going to be able to scale up a little bit more in terms of what they can do to towers and how they can kite back and forward in these fights. And Donkey's really abusing Hyper, but not really doing much to get him out of this lane.
I mean, Hyper's trading too efficiently at the moment. See the Wither Bright go down onto Frolic. The Pillar of Flame is going down onto Auto AP. Cadence, he might be going too far forward. Ignite going down onto Rocket Boy right now, but Bronze is here. And, the bottom lane, Paradox going so low. It looks like
it was so close, but look at the discipline is the word I was looking for from the bot lane of Off the Grid. You and I, we probably would have just Arcane Shift forward, like 100%. But they knew that Bronze was pathing towards that bot side. They knew that with Faulkner on the top side, there was only one place that Bronze could possibly be, and they didn't overcommit for the play because it's not their win condition to get these kills. They just need to sustain through this lane, get that poke down, and just get that lane priority, which they've managed to secure themselves. That wave is, unfortunately, looks like it's just going to slightly freeze outside the tower. Nope, little minions are going to go onto tower, so they're going to deny a little bit, but it's just Cadence and Frolic playing towards their win condition and being definitely the strong point on the map for Off the Grid.
I mean, yeah, you're right. If it was me, I probably would have flashed forward for that.
Yeah, I'm throwing you under the bus there, but
yeah,
I think most people would. You would just be so hungry for it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's solo key. I mean, what do you expect? As reality, Frolic might find Rocket Boy here.
Oh, this is real unfortunate.
It's actually going to get rooted and stunned up, and this is going to be first blood here. Pixel getting the first blood. Nice play there from Rocket Boy to help secure that.
Frolic just gives it away with the kind of clumsy roam. Walks straight through. not respecting the fact that Rocket Boy hasn't shown his head in lane yet, so pays for it dearly with his life, and that's going to put a lot of momentum back into Paradox's bot lane, as they can probably get lane priority here and deny a lot more out of the hands of Cadence.
Hey, they seem to be pushing it in for now. So
Yeah, it's a great play here.
Yeah.
Especially considering the item timings that you see out of the bot lane. It's tier for Cadence. It's classically that weak point for the Ezreal is he's waiting to get his Manamune and his Triforce stacking up. Whereas a Lucian and a Braum, you're ready to go whenever. Like level 1, you can fight. You do not care.
Yeah. I mean, it's also the XP advantage. Cadence is still level 5, while Auto IP is 6, so culling available for Auto right there.
Yeah, look at Bronze on the map. He's clearing that Scuttle Crab. They know exactly where they want to look, but here's Faulkner to actually dissuade the push.
Yeah, Bronze is just evading a bit, trying to put down that deep vision. Meanwhile, Zippo doing a bit of damage to Pixel, taking him down to about half health, getting him out of the lane, but Bronze is here for the gank. Dashes in, but it's not going to be enough. Zippo is going to dash away.
Yeah, nice use of the mobility there. Oh, that's hypey.
Meanwhile, the stun onto Rocket Boy along with the pillar is going to get the 3-point passive down. Cadence throws out the ultimate, trying to see if he can get anything, but Rocket Boy just blocks it with his shield.
Yeah, gonna slink away as Rocket Boy, and hello.
Faulkner, you might be fighting with the wrong person here. Blessing goes down. Faulkner, oh, he almost gets it. The heal comes down. Bronze, he's getting too low. And meanwhile, this is a trade. Mid lane is taking out both the opposite jungle. Meanwhile, Zippo's going back in. Gets stunned up with the ultimate cleanse going down. The Shroud is just taking so close, but no, the Red Bar is going to take him down. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, seems to be just a trade here. The knock-up is not going to actually finish onto Donkey. Donkey looking for it right now. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's Auto IP. Throws down the culling of the game. Frolix, Auto IP, he's going low. Frolix actually going to take the kill there.
Oh, that was just chaos everywhere. I wanted to say that Paradox, they wanted those early fights, but unfortunately Auto IP a little bit too hypey with the flash. I think it was a flash forward in the end there, and that kind of leaves this game in more or less an even state, as I think that the off-the-grid members must have picked up a couple of decent shutdowns there to get themselves back in this game, and that's something that's worth touching on, is the fact that League of Legends is a very swingy game these days with all these gold bounties flying around. You can look like you're struggling and get yourself one kill, and you're basically back in the game with 1,000 gold in your pocket.
Hey, the only battle we see right now is Pixel with 600, because he is 3-0 on this Cassandra, so looking good. Meanwhile, Faulkner, he's looking for a cheeky dive up here in the top. He's going to throw down the Wolf Spirit.
Yeah, just looking to deny the backs as Faulkner, but like I was saying in Champ Select, this team feels like they live and die as Bronze, actually.
Okay, well, here comes the charge from Hyper, but the disengage coming through from Paradox is going to persuade any attempt. Meanwhile, Frolix comes back in the mid lane, and here comes Zippo from a roam down bot, throws down the shard. Meanwhile, Rocket Boy, he's going low. Zippo uses the ultimate to take down Rocket Boy. Meanwhile, Zippo, he gets a double kill.
Oh, a tale of two mid laners in this game as Zippo roaming to the bot side. Meanwhile, Pixel just outplaying left and right in that mid lane, and Zippo finally says he's had enough and gets out on the map, and they're actually going to get so much bank off these plates. Probably going to get a third one for themselves here. And I like the adaptation from off the grid. They've been playing this kind of safe poke style, but finally realizing they're at these item spikes, and Zippo picking up those Sork Boots for himself, gets out on the map, gets something done, and this is the correct way to play League of Legends, regardless of what your win condition is. I think you do need to at least try and do something early somewhere and identify a weak point, and that's exactly what Zippo did.
Yeah. So that bottom tower going down to 2 plates. Meanwhile, Pixel was able to push to get the mid lane tower down to 3 plates. So it'd be interesting once those plates go down in about 2 minutes. So you see the hunt is going to go down onto autos, and they see a gank down bot.
Yeah, Pixel actually still the richest member in this game by quite a bit. I think almost has enough to pick up that Rod of Ages.
Meanwhile, we see a fight down bot. Oh, sorry, a bit of poking down bot. Ultimate coming out from Cadence. But the disengage there from Paradox is good. Meanwhile, Donkey getting some nice damage down onto Hyper up top lane. Oh, getting those Violet procs is actually going to pop the ultimate there. Donkey, can he get all 4 procs? No, Hyper just retreats into the tower for safety. Oh, but a nice lunge back in. Meanwhile, we see Auto IP is going to get taken down by Faulkner in the bot lane.
And Hyper backs away. So, nice play towards the bot side by Faulkner, catching Auto IP being a little too aggressive there. Hyper going to get that shield to save himself, and that's going to be first brick for the bot lane duo and Faulkner as well. So, really good things for off the grid here. They're actually off the races. This is going to get them off to just under a 2k gold lead.
Yeah, well, I see Hyper. He's forced under his tower. He can't back unless he has the fear of Bronze diving him. But looks like Bronze is going for that Rift Herald. Meanwhile, trade going on. Looks like Faulkner is going to get that Cloud Deck. Meanwhile, gank down in the mid lane is going to come through. Also coming out from Rocket Boy. Zippo's going to take the kill. No, it's Frolic actually taking the kill onto Rocket Boy. Garbage Frolic trying to take all the Dark Harvest stacks for himself.
Yeah, that brand hits real hard, and I gotta give it to Faulkner in this game. His pathing has been so clever. Firstly, doing his best to avoid Bronze, did have his scuffles with him in the early game, but overall has looked really good in navigating the jungle and managed to be in the right place at the right time to dissuade the aggression from the Paradox duo and get his own ganks done at the same time. I feel like he has really been the difference maker in this game.
Yeah, so I'll see the lane swaps coming out. Bot lane going up top. Meanwhile, Hyper's going to be pushing in that bot lane. And I just want to pay attention to Frolic. We know he's running Dark Harvest. Guess how many stacks he's got already at 14 minutes in?
Oh, we're playing this game again. I love this one.
Yeah, we're playing this game again.
I'm going to say 5.
He's got 8 stacks.
Oh, that is a good number. That is a very good number. How much bonus damage is that translating to? Let's find out.
Math. Hard.
Okay, yeah, we don't get to see it in the spectator client. Sorry, guys. But yeah, as I was saying before, Dark Harvest slightly reworked, so a little bit more stack dependent these days. So getting off to a good start is Frolic on the brand, and that's going to really benefit them as they start to group up. And I like the lane swap as well. It's a standard play, but it really benefits their play style in what they want to do here, is just constantly be moving around the map and sieging, and not necessarily looking for these huge team fights that will be playing into the hands of Paradox.
Meanwhile, the fire coming out from Faulkner doing massive damage on Bronze, forcing him to flash, but here comes Zippo!
Zippo!
Here's a perfect execution to secure himself his 4th kill.
Yeah, so aggressive there by both Faulkner and Zippo. I love the confidence by Zippo to flash forward, and it's such a well-executed game plan here by Off the Grid, and really showing why they're likely going to be our top seed heading into the playoffs. Their ability to put together a game plan, execute it, move around the map, and just keep this C-gen rolling and get those pick-off kills where they can. And even more playing into that is the build choices by Cadence, going for that Ice One Gauntlet for a little bit of extra wave clear and a little bit of extra survivability. Just everything coming up Off the Grid here.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing on the grid at the moment, you could say. So you see the map resetting. Outplay, beat off Flash! Ult! Flash Pillar. And the Q coming out from Frolic. She's trying to get those stacks. He needs up to 10 stacks now.
He did at least get the stacks, and it's going to be the Rift Herald pop for Paradox, so they are at least going to try and get this one back for themselves. But in the meantime, looks like everyone from Zephyr's just switched mid lane, and they're just keeping the siege engine rolling, and Hyper's actually likely going to deny this for himself, and he does. What a monster!
Yeah, it's hard to get the charge in. Oh, nice approach coming in from Donkey, but Faulkner says, well, Donkey burns the flash to get away. It's going to be the Bolt of Arrows to try and get there, but Faulkner is not going to find anything. But yeah, speaking of that Rift Herald, it's the Roar that he used the Roar to push the Rift Herald away. And
yeah, unlucky stuff.
It out himself. Meanwhile, the Chasm coming out from Rocket Boy. It's not going to find anything. Trying to do that engage till Rocket Boy, but not going to find anything.
Yeah, well navigated by Cadence. Draws the the flash out, but it was a really good defensive flash, and that just lets them keep this priority and push up, and they're likely going to claim this turret with Faulkner joining. And there it is, more gold in their pockets. They're sitting on about a 4K gold lead, and they're just in such a good spot to just keep grinding this one out. It's really going to be on, I think, Pixel and Rocket Boy to find a good ult engage to really start to turn this one around.
Yeah, so you have Pixel, claws in, ult, I would say Zippo, that would be probably the best thing, but Zippo has got that cleanse.
Yeah, and he's been pretty on the button with it as well, with the few times we have seen Zippo get that ultimate down. Doing his best Captain Jack cosplay is Zippo. And here we see
meanwhile, Frolic, he's found Rocket Boy, but not going to do anything as he takes the blast cone out. Meanwhile, looks like Off the Grid are going for that second Drake. It's another Cloud, so more movement speed. Looking for some fast boys here.
Oh, I love a good Cloud Drake. It's a good rotation from the top side by Bronze and Pixel, though. They're definitely going to get this, and one of those guys is running Demolish. Okay, it would be Pixel, actually, with the aftershock under his belt.
Meanwhile, Donkey, he's found Frolic and Faulkner. Meanwhile, ultimate coming out from Frolic. Just gonna find Rocket Boy as he puts the shield up. Gonna be this tier 2 bot.
Yeah, but look at how much damage they eat just stepping forward, while the composition of Off the Grid can be so safe just throwing out damage from range. They really, really have to hard commit to these fights if they want to get anything done, especially with the gold lead that Off the Grid have accumulated for themselves.
Just missing the W there, Ralph. Auto IP to stop the backs. Bronze, he has been pushing the top lane. He's got that tier 2 down to about half health, so
yeah, that's a positive play for them, and he's actually really well timed this as well, because he's going to be able to get back and get up that risk sculptor as well, which will make sure that they have constant vision on that Baron, which is likely going to be the next objective that the Off the Grid side do play to with this constant priority they're getting.
So it's just going to be starting the Baron dance. Baron's up in about 20 seconds. You see the vision going out. It's in favor of Paradox at the moment, so but we were expecting to see the warding missions coming out. It's Faulkner, Frolic, and Cadence going to be doing that bit.
Yeah, so here it is. It is going to be that Baron dance. Like it for the next few minutes, as both teams jockey for position, try to get those wards down and try to get the priority in the lanes. And I feel like that, again, just continues to favor Off the Grid, who really have been in command of this game, as they have so much they can do without having to hard commit like the lineup of Paradox has to. And see the amount of poke that Rocket Boy gets just trying to deny wards.
Yeah, that's not a good sign for Paradox. If they're probably their most tankiest member is taking that much damage. That's what you see. Donkey pushing out that bottom wave, trying to see if he can finally get that bottom lane tower. He's been working on it for about, say, 10 minutes now.
Yeah, TP advantage is... Well, TP is up for both top laners, actually, so they do at least have that ability to set up lane priority, then look for the fight with TP out of vision. And I feel like that is the play that Paradox do have to go for here. Donkey is ducking out of vision, and the rest of the team may be looking for a pick here.
Zippo, he's in the river bush, but he's fine Bronze. He's going back into his shot. He's trying to do as much damage as he can. Here comes Frolic coming in. The ultimate coming out from Rocket Boy. That's not going to be enough. This engage coming in.
Yeah, but that's a defensive peeling ultimate there, and that's a really big engage tool taken out of their pocket. And that pretty much signifies that they can just start the Baron.
Yeah, looks like they're just banning for the moment, seeing if Bronze or Pixel comes in. Auto IP, he's in the mid lane. Misplaced blue ward there is going to give him 5
Whoops.
gold advantage.
Might have been the zombie ward, actually.
No, I think it was a blue ward.
Oh, wow. Weird.
For auto, yeah. As the tier 2 mid tower goes down, the ultimate coming out for Candy, giving them some wave clear. As we see Faulkner just taking away the jungle of Bronze, so Hey, remember that counter jungling you did at me at level 2? Yeah, look who's doing that now. Looks like the blue buff is going to be taken as well.
Yeah, Faulkner does not forgive or forget. And yeah, they're just choking Paradox out of this game, setting up that forward vision. They've got so much vision in the top side with just a single, I think it's a green ward in the top side jungle from Paradox. They do have the pink ward in the back of the pit though, so it's going to be off the grid to really clear that before anything can happen here. But I believe at this point, all they're looking to do is play for that teleport of Donkey. Maybe look to cancel that with Hyper CC, and then really set up that Baron play.
I mean, the change CP won't be able to cancel it in time, so Rat's pink ward is gone. Oh, but nice approach there. It's gonna aggress Baron onto Faulkner.
Yeah, and look how nervous they are about the Baron as the pink ward comes down immediately to replace the one that was just taken out. So they know exactly how off the grid want to play this game, and they're making sure that Baron is not a threat as they look to get positioned for a fight.
And Donkey's trying to get as much damage onto Hyper, but the Bramblefest and Sunfire Cape blocking most of that damage and repelling it back. I mean, Donkey wants to be that split push threat, as you see most Fioras will be. But
He does, yeah.
Yeah, but he's not being able to do it. Do you see Ocean Drake getting started here by Faulkner?
Okay, so picking up that objective result, and yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it actually. This is a second win condition for them, is if Donkey can get to that point where he's 2 to 3 items and can beat up Hyper on the Scion, then that's another window in this game for them to get priority. And again, probably look for that advantageous fight with the TP, as Hyper has to go back to base and gives them that precious window of seconds to look for a fight or a flank TP from Donkey.
Meanwhile, Zippo. I thought he was going to go into bronze. Meanwhile, Frolic, he's found the thing down. Throws out the stun, but Rocket Boy's there to save the day. The castle's going down, north up, Frog down. Zippo tries to go back in, breaks down the shot. He is rooted up. Meanwhile, Faulkner has found Rocket Boy. Meanwhile, Zippo tries to go back in. Bronze, he flashes over. Auto IP, he's trying to save the jungle. Bronze, can he get away? No, he can't. Zippo finds the bill, and he's on a rampage. Meanwhile, Auto gets the shutdown. So that's goal going on to Auto. Much needed for Paradox there.
Yeah, a little bit too aggressive by Zippo there, but it doesn't matter. They got exactly what they needed in that fight. The jungler is dead. They're going to be able to turn onto this Baron. And I want to point out the fact that Donkey was just kind of alone in the side lane and didn't have anywhere good to teleport to. No wards. Could have teleported to lane, but that was about it. And that's an easy Baron pickup for off the grid. And that's more priority that they're going to be able to get in these lanes and more pressure they're going to be able to put across the map.
Oh, Otto, you're caught out there. Has to flash away to try and save himself from the terror of the Frolic. Who is on 13 stacks of Dark Harvest at the moment, so not as much as he was getting as quickly.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see the Dark Harvest damage from Frolic in the post-game stats, because I feel like he is going to be hitting like a truck at this point. How many stacks is he on? Yeah, it's 13.
Oh, let's see how many stacks. Oh, that's 10. Oh, sorry. That's 7 stacks of. That's 7 marks for Kindred as well. So,
Yeah,
really getting that damage on the Kindred.
Yeah, Faulkner's in a really good point, and also want to point out Hyper, even though he has been pushed in quite a bit, done such a really great job of neutralizing Donkey and making sure that Donkey really hasn't had the chance to go anywhere with that TP and get that flank play that he's probably looking for, and hasn't been able to solo kill the Scion, so he's really just kind of been rendered a little bit useless in this game, and almost makes me want to question the Fiora pick, or maybe the execution around it. I feel like the games are a little too fast these days in League of Legends for you to be able to play that style where you want to get to those 2-3 item marks on these bruiser carries like Fiora.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Camille will stand out. I probably would have liked to see Urgot from Donkey, because that would have been a really good counter into Scion. Gets that range matchup, especially with Dark Harvest Scion. I mean, I don't want to go on. I mean,
it's pretty grim.
Yeah, I mean, I sent you that one game where I played with Dark Harvest Scion. 60.1k damage.
basically one-shotting with the ult.
Oh yeah, I was one-shotting in Ezreal. As we do see, the base is getting broken here. Now it's going to be bottom inhib going down. Rotations going through to mid lane. Now, looking grim here for Paradox. Pellet's going down. Yeah, Mimar's dead. Not going to go in. He's not going to find anything. Charge coming in from Piper. Trying to find anything. Pixel's going to go down. Mimar, Donkey. He's in the back lines. Lance Justified's going to follow him. But it's not going to be enough. Culling is coming out. Piper's gone into zombie mode. It's all up to Rockabye and Auto IP here. He's dashing about. He's trying to get in, but it's not going to be enough. That is an ace, and that is going to be game for Off the Grid.
Yeah, amazingly played there by Off the Grid. Again, it just goes back to having a game plan and executing on it, and whoever drafts for this team has put together a really solid lineup for them to be able to play this game safely and just with the discipline that they've demonstrated in this game. And it's what secures them the win against Paradox, who unfortunately I believe are actually out of the race for the top 4 spots.
Yes, they are. But with that win, it is going to be actually not Paradox, it's going to be Off the Grid securing first place.
Yeah, out of nowhere. This is a team that I feel like they've been a little bit... We've kind of slept on them here. So we've been looking at Viseria this whole time, kind of giving us the razzle-dazzle, really giving us the entertaining big plays from Zanquish and the big like XPK finishes. But this is a team that's been really consistent, 6-1 in this regular season. So definitely a force to be reckoned with. And I think when it comes to the finals and moving towards that, then we're going to see some really big clashes against probably the likes of Viseria heading into the playoffs.
As I'm trying to find that. No, that's not what I wanted.
What are we looking for?
I'm trying to find Frolics.
Are you trying to find the
Yeah, I'm trying to find the Duck Harvest damage, but that's not going to be enough. So we're going to be, well, I try and find the Duck Harvest damage. We are going to be taking a break, and we'll be back with our next game, our last game for the regular season. It's going to be Knights against Kraken, I think?
It's actually Knights versus Jellyfish.
There we go, Knights versus Jellyfish. There we go.
Another kind of team that's looking to play spoiler. We'll be right back with that.
you give, that's the simple truth. So, ooh, just lend me a hand and I'll give you someone to hold on to. No, I don't need a second chance, I need a friend, someone who's gonna stand by me right there till the end. If you want the best of my heart, you just gotta see the good in me. 'Cause I could be the rain in your desert sky, I could be the fire Train my mind so I forget. Sink your teeth into my bones. Dig me out, then fill the hole. Tear me apart. Tear me apart and watch it burn. Tear me apart. Tear me apart and watch it burn. All that's left is a window to my soul. Falling faster, you made my heart your bone. Come and get it one more time. Whoa. If you wanna lose your mind. Whoa. Come and get it one more time. Whoa. If you wanna lose your mind. Whoa. Come and get it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Summoner Society Oceanic Circuit 2018. And it's our last match of the night, and our last match for the regular season for this split. It's going to be Jellyfish versus Knights. And Weapon, this one also is a big match in terms of standing.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say we get to start with a bit of a chill one, but if Jellyfish do happen to win this one, it actually affects the standings a lot. But Jellyfish are a team we've seen kind of struggle a bit in terms of coordination and general cohesion across team fights and cross-mat plays, and looks like they've got even a substitute jungler in the mix this time, so that'll probably hurt that even more. And a lot of team members just moving around to different roles, so they're obviously playing around with what they can do. But we were discussing this off air. Knights with their new jungler in Bose and new mid laner in a very familiar face to those of you who watch the OPL, Frey, basically have the chance to shoot themselves up to second seed with a win here. And all things considered, on paper, it looks like they're set to claim it.
I mean, but also, if Knights win this game, they actually move from 4th to 2nd with the heads-to-head with wins both over Knights and Squids. So it's also a big game for them, so they might not be pulling out, they won't be pulling out any stops here.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to win this one. You want to wrap up the season in a good way and get yourself in a good headspace heading into playoffs. So I don't think... I think they can probably take this one a little bit easy. You definitely want to respect Jellyfish, respect what they can bring out. They are, however, a winless team, so it's going to be on Jellyfish to pull out something real special. And I think if you've got something a bit cheesy you want to pull out, probably now is the time. Play a bit of a spoiler.
Mo. No? Okay, we're not going with that chant. But as we just going into first pick bands, let's quickly go over the bands. So it's going to be Akali, Graves, and Aurelia for Jellyfish. Meanwhile, Viega, Lysandra, and Ribbon coming out here for for Knights. And there's going to be first pick. See what Panics brings up here. And it's going to be the Alistar.
Okay, so very much considered to be the strongest of the meta supports there, so that's a good start for them, but they do trade off the Aatrox. I do question the Alistar first pick every time I see it. I don't know if there's any particular most performing member on this team that I can really point to, but this may indicate that they're looking to maybe play through Dolan and Frosh on the bot side, and that's a Pyke. And it's worth mentioning that we have seen Pyke in a role that is not support recently. The mid lane Pyke has been creeping up in solo queue with those with that new Dark Harvest, really empowering him to get those executes.
Yeah, and meanwhile, we'll see the Kha'Zix game picked up for Risk here. You are multi-dubs. Let's see what he brings to the table. It's a last pick for the first phase for Jellyfish.
Yeah, I know.
See no hovers.
Yeah, they're really just waiting for the last second to drop it in there. That's going to be Urgot into the top lane. So generally considered to be a nice, safe, stable matchup into the Aatrox. Maybe they are also thinking that the Pyke will go into the hands of Frey, who I honestly wouldn't have put past him in a game like this. But I wanted to touch on the fact that I'm a little bit surprised by the amount of priority that Kha'Zix has seen. I can't recall any particular major buffs coming down to this champion of late, maybe a few patches ago that might have slipped my mind. But yeah, interesting this champ has kind of really picked up steam in the last couple of weeks of the Sumsop circuit. That's a card that's picked up by...
yeah, it is.
See what we Frey.
I mean, bot lane Carpus. I mean, if it is, Stefo will be jumping out of his hospital bed I'm assuming he's...
I think he's out of hospital. I think he's
Yeah.
pretty much recovered.
There you
We've
go.
heard
He's going to be jumping out of whatever he's sitting in.
whatever he's sitting in, he won't be in it anymore.
Yeah.
He's gonna move into the bans, and I don't know if we've actually seen the bot lane Karthus yet. I think with the Dark Harvest nerf, I do wonder if it still quite has the same amount of power. I mean, you can still stack up that Dark Harvest on the champions who can use it, but I wonder if you do take it. Maybe against Jellyfish, they just feel like maybe they can style on them, throw the bot Karthus into the bot lane and get a lot done. They do have the support to set it up as well, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll take away from AD2's name. I mean, then we have to change to AP2, and it just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And
that's $20 you have to spend just to play a champion in the bot lane. Like, it's just not worth it, man.
Yeah. Worth it, as we see Draven and Camille banned out. So, cutting into the pool of Dolan and Genius there. I mean, that Aatrox can also go into the jungle, as we have been seeing lately. So,
And those bot lane bans may actually indicate that we're about to get our Wish and Stefo collectively. Obviously, you do want to target the champion pools of the lanes that you've already picked, so may indicate that AP Tudo is going to be piloting the Karthus. We see what Jellyfish want to round out here. I feel like you want to get yourself as strong a bot laner as possible to go with this Alistar, and it's worth mentioning that the Lucian is up, but they do decide to ban it themselves, which I have to question. Maybe they have a different pick in mind, and maybe Dolan is just not a particularly comfortable Lucian player.
maybe I reckon a Jhin or a Caitlyn would actually go good with Karthus. I mean, you can step out of range of the circles of death and
The Doom Dots.
yeah,
as
the
I
Doom
call them.
Dots. And
They're not Skittles anymore.
At least? No, it's the Xing Xiao, so
Yeah, very much one of those very popular junglers, and we have seen a lot of Grass Caitlyn coming up in solo queue. It's a really strong pick for your ability to just harass and get incredibly tanky, and then get the demolish procs on the tower. So could be the option they go for. I do like your think, Quirky.
yeah, I mean, Pabu did play, I think, against Rookie, or was it Cap? I can't remember. He played it in the 1v1 tournament with Grass, so it's going to be Saya coming out here for Dol.
Okay, so an aggressive pick. Can get a lot done with those feather pools, trying to combo up the CC with the Alistar. So definitely something that can abuse the Karthus if you play around the skill shots. At this point, we are still assuming that this is going to be the AEP bot lane Karthus, and that's the Orianna to round things out. So I do like what Jellyfish should put together in terms of having really good, easy to execute go buttons. With the Urgot, you pop that Righteous Glory, get the Orianna ball on him, you shock over a bunch of people, he presses W, and just chaos reigns. But
Bard.
that's a Bard.
Oh, so
Okay.
we have to wait. Oh, it is going to be the Pyke mid.
Yeah, so it's going to be the Pyke mid, Karthus bot, unless it happens to go in the jungle, which you
Yes.
can sometimes do. And this is a final game of the regular season. I wouldn't put it past these guys on nights to play with their food a bit. But I think, we have to look at the positives for Jellyfish. They are a team who are really up against it, playing into a really talented lineup. We saw Bose on the off-stream game actually just go absolutely spam on the Karthus, which has now been picked up by his opposite number. Frey, well known for being an accomplished mid laner in the OPL. But on the flip side, it's a really good team fight composition, like I was touching on before. It's easy to execute, and this is what I wanted to see from them in previous weeks. If you don't have that cohesion, you just want something that can just jump into fights.
Yeah, I mean, but this top lane, I mean, one picked the Aatrox and they picked Urgot. I mean, that's a losing matchup. Theoretically, I should say. But this jungle matchup, Kha'Zix into Xing Xiao, I mean, I don't know who to give that to.
You definitely...
Especially since this is, I think, the first game for Risk here, so...
Yeah, Risk is a new face on the Sumsox circuit, but you definitely give that matchup to the Xin Zhao early. Even with the extra isolated target damage from Kha'Zix, I feel like the Xin Zhao, with his ability to just give you... He's got that CC in his kit, he's got the extra attack speed from his E. The Wind becomes range, such a good burst tool that I think that he has the ability to out-duel in 9 times out of 10 situations, unless there's a significant health lead for the Kha'Zix. but I could be proven wrong here, and I think it definitely comes down to the situations. And this Pike mid, I'm really keen to see it. I expect it will be the Dark Harvest. I think this is the first time we've actually been treated to it here in the Sumstock circuit.
Yes, mid lane Pike, yes. I'm pretty sure we had a support Pike earlier.
Yeah, we've had a few.
Yeah, but just seeing him in the mid lane, so we're expecting the full lethality build coming out, right?
Absolutely, yeah. You don't want to build the tanky build anymore. It's been kind of nerfed a bit, so you get more value out of your lethality in general. He has a few wonky scalings with his lethality. I want to look it up because I'm not a Pike main, but I feel like it's his regen scales off lethality, so heavily incentivized to going towards that build. And this is a champion who does a lot of damage. He has the Dark Harvest. He has a lot of CC as well. And I expect that we're going to see Frey actually look to get a lot of early priority in that lane, use that short Q to kind of chunk the minions down, get that push, and then actually look to affect other lanes. So would not be surprised if we see Frey showing up in Burger's lane very early, even around that 6-minute mark.
So everybody, to go into our last game, make sure you share the stream, get the word out that we have a Carthus spot. I mean, you want to see this. I mean, I know Steffo really wants to see this.
Carthus spot, Pike mid. Is it
Carthus spot, Pike mid, a Bard support. I mean, I think this is the first Bard game as well, isn't it?
It might actually be. I want to check
out
the stats. Yeah, we do have stats for that, which Finn has actually been meticulously maintaining backstage, but we just haven't looked at yet. So let's have a look at those. But I also first one. Or...
No, it's not. It was picked in game of the off stream, which
that's why we didn't.
Sadly lost.
Did not remember it. But I also want to touch on the fact that while we do have the Pike mid, it's been kind of a terror in solo queue. Has been pretty popular. I was questioning whether we would see it in these competitive games, and this might just be a case where I almost said avant-garde, but where Knights just want to kind of play with their food and maybe play something that's a little bit more fun, put it in the hands of Frey. But if we see it do well, I question whether it's actually viable. It's a very squishy champion. All assassins are, but this is a very special case where you just don't get to build any defense whatsoever. You get no health. You just get damage. So I have been asking this question myself. We'll have to see how Frey does in this kind of more organized game where he has the possibility of getting locked down by something like the Alistair, the Xayah, the Orianna.
I mean, as we look at the runes, it's going to be the Electrocute. So not the Dark Harvest we were expecting.
There we go. Yeah, once the Dark Harvest was the Electrocute for the trades.
Meanwhile, we see pretty standard runes going all across the spell book for Urgot, the top lane. Carlos going to Electrocute. Possibly would have liked to see the Dark Harvest, maybe. But again, it's up to your personal choice.
Yeah, it's I think the dichotomy we're seeing between Dark Harvest these days is you take the Dark Harvest to really finish those kills, whereas it's very effective on those poke champions, whereas Electrocute I think is more sort of an all-in keystone.
Yeah, I mean, pretty standard. But anyway, welcome to Summoner's Rift for our final game of the Summoners Society Oceanic Circuit. Oh boy, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to be Jellyfish on the blue side. Meanwhile, Knights on the red with the star mid lane Frey. See if he can be a star with that mid lane Pike. And see a bit of a cheeky invade coming in, but
30 seconds.
he found out. We have a bit of a fight. Dashing blows bows. Meanwhile, the flick back on the panics. Can he do anything? He's going low. He has to flash away. Brisk, he has got ignited on, but multi-dubs is going low. Jellyfish is so late. Dollar, he tries to throw out the empowered order. The flash start into panics, and it's going to be the knock-up there from Frosh. But the Rose is going to come in, claim first blood. He got multi-dubs. He's going to trade out that kill. Oh, Frosh is so low, but Frey, he's going to get it. Has to use his ignite for it. And that's a good invade there by Knights.
it was definitely something, and it definitely kind of indicates how they're looking to play out this game. Is they're just kind of running at the lineup of Jellyfish and just saying, "Hey, what can we get here?" And it turns out what they get is 2 kills, one of them being a first blood, and a dead support. And who else died there? It was just madness. It was Urgot.
It was Frosh and Panix, yeah.
There we go. So they don't get the red buff for themselves, but they do get a bit of gold in their pockets. Unfortunately, not going to get a chance to back off, with the exception of Frey, who did press the B button early. But it's going to be on AD and ML to get this priority in the lane, get that lane shoved up, as they're still waiting for the minions to push up. And get back and get that gold converted into some items. And that's another stun by ML. Oh my god.
No, playing this bard so good. Might have been a sleeper pick in the OPL. The Cosmic Biting doing work. But it's just we're gonna settle down here. As they have the lane shoved in down bot. I mean, well, Pike has already got 1 kill, but so does Multi-Dubs.
Yeah, so parity in that lane, and Orianna is definitely a champion you want to start getting the items on heading into the team fight. So if she can keep relevant in the CS, and there's a Dark Harvest proc, and there's another one.
Yeah, as you see up in the top lane, Panix trying to farm as efficiently as he can. I mean, he's down 1 kill, he's down 4 CS already.
Yeah, poor Panix has been... The story of this team has kind of been Panix getting beat up. He seems to be the one with the target on his back more often than not, whether it's a solo kill or otherwise.
James going on the Panix. The Darkened Blade is going to go down, but Genius, he's actually going to use the auto attack and get the kill. Panix down, it's 2 kills already. Ooh.
Yeah, kind of a reverse cast curse there for Panix. I'm very sorry, as he will have the Spellbook teleport to come back to lane, but yeah, that's kind of more of what we've been seeing of Panix, is this guy tends to die a lot, and it's a really unfortunate state of affairs that the team just doesn't have the coordination to play around the fact that he is getting these disadvantageous matchups and look to group for these fights and get anything done in the mid-game where they should be able to.
Meanwhile, I should point out, AD on this cover already has 3 Dark Harvest stacks, so he says Dark Harvest was nerfed. I mean,
he disagrees.
Yeah,
clearly.
he disagrees. Yeah.
Yeah, it has been nerfed. We basically asked Riot to be reasonable, and they did.
Ooh, Sun coming onto the Bose, the hook, it's gonna knock him back. Meanwhile, here comes Bose for the gank, and Milk's there as well. He's just saying, "Hi, I'm here as well. I'm just here for the assist." He gets it. Bose with 2 kills already.
Yeah, they had their pick of who to give those kills to, and they decided to give it to Bose, and that's again a little bit that miscoordination coming out from Jellyfish, not having the ability to say, "Hey, Bard is missing. Maybe don't go aggressive there." But honestly, I don't know if there's a whole lot that Multi-Dub could have done. Nice poke down from Panix though, actually getting a little bit back for himself, and he's actually up in CS thanks to that ranged into melee matchup.
And he is starting to claw his way back, but we'll be careful. I mean, we might reverse cast a curse him again. You never know.
Yeah, that would be the not reverse caster curse there, I think. Another kind of unfortunate thing about Urgot is as he pushes up, he doesn't really get as much damage down on the tower because his shotgun knees kind of betraying him and drawing poke, so you have to play it really carefully. We see Panix throwing it down to get that shotgun knee procced, and unfortunately Wave is gonna, I think it's gonna bounce. Yeah, it is gonna bounce for him, so he's not gonna be able to get anything done, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, Burgers goes down the Infernal Chains and just gets a bit of poke onto him. He is going to be able to heal up. Meanwhile, reverse gank here. Goes. Going to find Multi-Dub's hook back, and that's going to be another kill. Give it over to Frey this time.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Elmag is going to go down to Frost. Oh, and he's taking low. Knight's still ticking. Death Dot's trying to find him. Oh, but the flush out. He's actually going to be saved. Can they turn this around? AD, he has no mana. The headbutt pulverize. And it looks like the start. Oh, is he inches away from the shrine? He actually gets it. But can he turn it around? Death Dot just missing onto Dolan right there. That's Brush. Gonna be it. The auto attack's not doing enough damage. Brush, he's gonna get another stun.
Oh.
He's gonna get Dolan the kill there. Oh,
He-
but that duck office damage. Cross almost went down.
Yeah, he made them work for that one, but I almost feel like the optimal play there might have been to just die and then get the free spells out, because he probably could have gotten a double there, but he was buying time for Frey, who unfortunately missed that.
Frey rotating from the mid lane. Down here, meanwhile, we see Panics getting pushed down to the tower. Burgers, he's playing this matchup so good. Meanwhile, Frey, he's trying to frame throw. Shamrock's there. He's trying to get it. Headbutt away into Frey. But here comes Risk. I'm gonna find out. But the healing shred! Can he get away? Frey! He dies on the tower, Emma! He's taking tower pressure! Risk! He's down! He doesn't know who to chase him! Both players get out!
Oh, that is so brutal, and Frey is 3-0 and 2. They...
Oh. But so,
Yep.
multi-dubs rotate from the bottom lane. Roll there, pop! And Burger's gonna kill Panics! Panics is not doing so good right now. Meanwhile, the rotation from mid lane and the multi-dubs didn't find anything, but he has found Bose. Bose out the queue, but it's not gonna amount to anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bose is willing to take that fight. He's already got the Caulfield's Warhammer under his belt. I think he's nearly sitting on enough gold to upgrade that thing, and as we know, that's a huge power spike for any AD building jungler. I feel like the last few passages of plays have really signified the way that Knights are going to be playing out this game, and that's really fast and loose. Just constantly roaming, taking advantage of any miscommunications, gaps in the comms from the Jellyfish side, and just looking to kill them a whole bunch. Strap yourselves in, lads. It's going to be a real fun one.
I reckon it's going to be a bloodbath, but not the best bloodbath where we have both teams just killing each other mercilessly. So anyway.
Yeah. If you are Jellyfish, though, I feel like you need to start grouping up. You need to make sure that you're not getting picked off, because they have this really easy, just one button and go composition once they have their Righteous Glory under the belt of Panics. That's what they're looking for. They want to survive the lane, survive the rotations, and get to a point where they can just group up as 5 and just swing your little arms and run at them.
See multi-dubs. Oh, the Bone Skewer is actually going to connect the Phantom Undertow. Meanwhile, the Death of Warrior is going to secure that kill. Oh man, this fight 4-0 already. Looking to be such a threat. Meanwhile, Phantom Drake is going to get started. Meanwhile, Panics. Down Burgers. Battle Chain's going to go down. Still has one proc of the Darkened Blade left. But Brisk is here. It's going to go in. But here comes Frey. Bone Skewer just going to miss. And it looks like Burgers is just going to walk away.
Yeah, everyone limps away. I almost feel like Frey could have had the damage to actually get it done if he'd hit that Bone Skewer. And look at the punish on the bot side. This is what we see from our most accomplished teams in this circuit, is the ability to move as a team and punish moves that happen on the other side of the map. It was Risk showing his head at the top side, and immediately the punish comes in from Bose to pick up that Infernal Drake and get themselves even more damage to start just continue abusing the laners of Jellyfish.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do see Bose is on the bottom side. He's going for the gank, headbutt, pulverize. Meanwhile, here comes the stasis. He's going to find Bose and Dolan. Meanwhile, Frey. Oh, nice Pepper Skull coming out from Dolan. It's going to delay the push ready for the callback. It's going to screen up too. So nice disengage there from Dolan and Frost.
Yeah,
meanwhile,
okay, Dolan, I see you. That was nice.
Meanwhile, Panics. Dueling again with Burgers. Burgers already got the Phage. It's not going to be enough for the moment, as Panics has got the movement feat to get away. Meanwhile, multi-dubs, you are way too far out. Actually misses the Bone Skewer and dodges the Phantom Undertow. So, good work from multi-dubs. Nice quick feat. Save him. But nice rotations coming in from Knights.
Yeah, and this is the kind of game where not only do your comms start to you start to feel a bit desperate, because it feels like they're everywhere on the map. You don't know exactly where to respond if you are Jellyfish, especially a team that has shown such inconsistencies in their ability to communicate vital things like rotations and cooldowns. So it's going to be a real tough task, and I said it before, if they can survive the lane, I feel like their composition is decent at team fighting, but they've got to get through this 2k gold advantage that the Knights team has stacked up. If they can just play back a bit, but they have no interest in that.
Meanwhile, Headbutt Pulverize is going to find Elmo, but he looks like he's journeying his way out. Nice plays. But Panics, he is just getting bullied in this top lane. Down about 20 CS. Down 3 kills. I mean, what can he do as this Urgot?
Yeah, the Urgot meant to be it was classically a neutralizing pick into this Aatrox with his ability to kind of shove in the Aatrox, but Burgers just played so aggressively and pretty much constantly had the backup of Bose, who's found Risk actually. That's a dead
just
bug.
An easy piss. Pick there as Risk. As Risk. I think he wasn't paying attention to himself. He just figured, oh, my jungle might be safe. Must be safe. I mean, it's my jungle, right? But no, apparently not. As Robert is going to get popped, as Burger and Burris is going to dive underneath this tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, Stopwatch is going to delay any aggression even further. But he's going to stop him from now. Meanwhile, Dark Undertow, Requiem's coming in. Oh, it's not actually going to finish out Panics. Meanwhile, Burger is just going to finish it off and is on a killing spree right now. Oh.
Yeah, after all that, it feels like 1 kill is actually not a whole lot, but they are going to pick up first brick, and they're going to put it in the hands of Bose and Burgers, but...
Meanwhile, in this bomb lane, Stung is going to go for onto AD. Frost, he's trying to find a headbutt pulverize onto Ilmeg. Meanwhile, Stasis coming out, it's going to get out Frost. Meanwhile, Brute onto Eno. But meanwhile, here comes the Karzik! It's going to take down AD, and Ilmeg, he's going to go down as well.
Finally, a positive play comes out of the Jellyfish side. That was a really good rotation and path from Risk. He knew exactly where Bose was, and he played around it. Oh boy, this could be bad.
But he decides to back off. He thinks I can't 1v4 just yet.
Okay, yeah, so...
Multi-dubs, he actually interrupts the back. Vented Undertow use.
I'm not sure you want this.
Ghostly Dive is going to get out.
Yeah, okay. So, Frey backs off, but I like this. It seems like the Jellyfish side have figured out what they need to do to win this game, and it was a nice punish on the gank from the top side by Risk, and it kind of keeps them in this game. Still 4k behind. I'm going to keep pushing it. I think their team can... They have an easy executable fight if they can get to that point, so... It's going to be on the Knights to just keep this pressure up and continue to just be all over the lineup of the Jellyfish side.
I mean, that scaling is definitely one factor. Going for Jellyfish, Meow, Frosh. X-Splash is going to go in. He actually goes the right way. He actually bounced Elmeg. But this journey's out. Frosh actually went in first.
Oh,
and puts Elmeg away. He went the wrong way, Frosh. Oh, just a misplay there. As he gives a kill over to AD.
I feel like he was trying to execute there. That's the only explanation I have. Look at the collapse down to the bot side. Bose has really impressed me with this pathing, being generally in the right place at the right time.
Meanwhile, Shockwave on the Frey, the Ignite as well. They got vision on him, and it's going to be a shutdown going over to Risk. This Karzik's starting to do work now. Meanwhile, It's going to be a Cloud Drake going over to Knights.
Yeah, Risk finally actually popping his head into this game. 2-1-0 on the Karziks.
Gets all the stasis, the flash out. Risk, he goes invisible. The Requiem comes down as well. That's not going to find anything. Nice team play coming in from Knights, but found nothing. Meanwhile, Multi-Dubs needs to be careful, but it looks like no dive is coming in.
Yeah, this game is chaos. Boz has found another one. Does he have the knockup?
Wheel pop. Meanwhile, Feather's going out. Boz, Ignite going down. Hamper is going to keep him alive. Rose. Meanwhile, the Fear Beyond Death actually fights him. That's a kill going over the Panics. A much needed kill. Meanwhile, 80 is going to go down to Dolan. But it looks like the Wave Waste is actually going to find the Alistair there. Meanwhile, Rest and Multi-Dub are here. They're gonna journey out. So that's gonna be it now. But Panic's finding a kill finally.
Yeah, and while I do sense the fact that Knights are they're probably playing a little bit more recklessly than they probably would. That path from Bose where he just kind of ran towards the enemy tower definitely shows that. This is 2018.
Meanwhile, Burgers pop the ball there. Deathful Boy is not going to find Dolan. Meanwhile, he has to fall away. Phantom is going to miss. Meanwhile, Karzik's he's trying to find him. Meanwhile, Burgers has found the Urgot underneath the tower. Risk, he has to run away. Frey. Oh, the Deathly Dive is going to go in. The Bone Score is going to connect. And it's just a 2v1. Can Risk get out? No, we can't. With the Infernal Chains, and Frey gets the kill. Oh, it's all up to Frost. He's there. Multi-dub. Gotta be careful of that bone skewer. And it's gonna miss.
Yeah, I'm going to need to make my color points at play-by-play speed. The point I wanted to make is that in 2018 League of Legends, I feel like you can't play as recklessly as you might have been able to because of the big shutdowns you can potentially throw over. And we saw a few go over there, and that's actually, while the gold lead is still there, it means that items can start to come into the pockets of the carries on the Jellyfish side. And it's Stormrazor completed for Xayah. Moving towards whatever their next Zeal item will be, likely going to be that Longfire Cannon.
Meg, he's found multi-dubs, actually finds the Cosmic Binding, but no follow-up.
Yeah, but multi-dub just burning his mana to push that wave out, so he's just going to be able to reset. And honestly, I feel like we're getting to that point where they might be able to look for some team fights from the Jellyfish side. If they can pull off this upset, while they don't get to bolster their own standings in the circuit, they do at least have to go home saying, go home, they're already home, but they do get to say, we're the guys who spoiled the chances of Knights potentially winning this whole thing with this revamped lineup.
I mean, not winning the whole thing, I mean, we still have semis and
yeah, but
finals to go through, but getting that crucial second place, I mean, it's gonna be huge. So the map resets now. It's still the only person deathless is Burgers on that Aatrox. World Ender does help, and getting a lead now. Bo's gonna get head by Pulverize. The Shockwave is gonna connect. Command attack, but the stun, he's gonna be knocked away at the last moment. Mechanics is there. Bone Skull is gonna miss from Frey. Meanwhile, this bot lane push up top is doing some work. Lay Waste doing a massive amounts of wave clear, but Panics has been found by Burgers. Infernal Chains going down. The Darkened Blade doing so much damage. The knockup is continuing. Meanwhile, that's auto attacks coming free from Panics. The Darkened Blade is back up. Oh, just missing with that. Oh, nice play from Panics there. The Requiem is coming down, but the World End is going to get popped there from Burgers. Requiem's find nothing. What is that from the blow from Frey? It's going to find the double kill with the double ultimate there. Meanwhile, Frey, he's not done yet. Oh, the triple death from Relo is not going to find anything. Nice flash, but Ilmeg, he's going to steal the kill there. And can they find anything else? Great skills getting channeled. Nice dodge there by Frost. And that's going to be it for now.
Just ridiculous from Knights. They're just running all over the map, just getting kills all over the place. They're just playing with such reckless abandon, and even though this game is what we might call a bit of a fiesta, it definitely highlights the strengths of the Knights lineup with Bose and Frey on the team. Their ability to just constantly rotate, have pressure across the map is really impressive to watch, and I feel like it's really scary for the other teams in the circuit, and we probably have no idea.
Seeing as Dolan was picked out there, but the tower helping out, giving the trades. That's the tier 2 big going down. Looks like Knights are just marching forward. Nothing seems to be a match for them this game, as Bone Score is actually going to find Panics, but the follow-up isn't there.
Oh man, so I still have to question whether Pyke is something you want to pick into the mid lane in later games in the tournament.
Burgers, he's down. He's doing so much damage. The Darkened Blade is not going to complete thanks to Thrush. There by Pulverize. Can he go in for one more tick for the stun? Humble Trespass. Oh, sorry, the Abyssal Pass is going to miss. Infernal Change. The headbutt Pulverize is there. World Ender is going to get popped by Burgers. He still hasn't gone down this match. I can't find a score because it's 4-0 and 4. And it looks like the World Ender is going to finish up. He is going to give up his life. Gonna try and get to execute. Oh no, he's actually just gonna proxy the wave. No, he's actually dancing, but he's finally gonna kill himself. Dead, BMing on the turn. That's actually an execute. The death from below is actually gonna find risk from Frey, and Frey is being a monster on this Pyke right now. Meanwhile, might have a team fight here, Frey. He's turned to the stasis, finds Frosh, that's their CC down, another death from Roy is actually going to find multi-dubs, meanwhile Panic, he's in the back lane, another, that's a just death from the lane, can he get a fourth? Yes he can, that's a triple kill coming out for Frey right now, can he go in for more? Rose, he dashes in, the Requiem is coming down, Frey, he's going in, that's a quadra kill for the Pyke right now!
And that has
going right in, and that's gonna be game. It's just risk right now. Can he do anything? Bose Oh, he just almost goes down to the tower. And looks like Knights, they are just playing with their food right now. Oh, Boat Skillet's actually going to connect. Oh, no, Shockwave there. It's actually going to fight too. It's going to take down two, though. Not much stuff is going to survive from the passive. Meanwhile, teleport coming in from Penix. He's trying to find a flank. Bray, he's there. He knows. The Q coming out. Bray's got the Dark and Blade as well. Infernal Chains. And Burgess is going to find that Urgot. Oh. Have a breather now, please.
Yeah, I got it from here. I've got one thing to say, and that is Frey is pretty good at League of Legends. Just in general. I'm just going to throw that thought out there for anyone watching. Frey, quite good. In fact, the whole Knights lineup is just looking really scary.
God.
Oh, wow, they're still
As we
looking.
see Burgers just 1v3 props the world ender. Mira Rest, he's found both. He actually does massive amounts of damage onto him. That's going to be a dead Sing Xiao. Meanwhile, World is going to be finishing up on Burgers. His only death was to a tower.
So Risk is actually looking really good in this game, but I also want to point out the fact that when that whole fight started, I feel like the optimal play, if you're playing this game out seriously, is probably to get Vision on Baron, get wave priority while Burgess is wasting everyone's time, and maybe even start that objective up. But instead they just run down to the bot, and they just monkey fight for like, what was like 4 minutes there or something. They are just having the time of their lives here, and Quirky is dying.
Yeah, I'm dying right now. And Bray's got that Guardian Angel, so he's going to be doing more. Oh,
Great! I get to
this
watch
is
a great
fun.
game.
Meanwhile, Penix, he's getting caught out. Dark and Blade, they're going to find it. The Infernal Chain's actually going to go down the risk, but he's going to actually jump out, so he's not going to find the second proc. Meanwhile, Yomu's Ghost Blade activated by Burgers. He's trying to find the engage, but it looks like to be for naught at the moment.
Okay, but for real,
Yep.
at this point, Knights probably do have to play around that Baron, and it looks like they're going to be sweeping that Vision out, looking to set up that objective. At this point, they can just bait it and turn for the fight with Frey's engage, with Burgers just popping that word under and walking at people. They can look for that cosmic...
Bomb Skill into death from alone. That's going to take out the jungler. That really randomizes the risk. Meanwhile, Frags, he decided to dive into the Baron pit. Meanwhile, multi-dump to the scout. Meanwhile, that's a double kill coming in for AD right now. That's a triple kill. Can he go for the quadra? As the journey is going to take him close. Meanwhile, Stasis is going to miss from Amel. Devastator is going to come out. Requiem going down, but no, it's an ace coming in. That's a delayed double death for Frey, and that's going to be a kill.
Yeah, that is absolutely the game. Beautifully played by Knights, and probably the result we expected. A couple of good moments there from the Jellyfish side, and let's see if they can actually finish this game out. They're playing this one a little bit slowly. They don't have the waves to quite do this, but gotta expect they can get this, even if they have to fight again.
If you're Knights, you go for all three Indians. You're playing like this. You don't go for two and then end the game. That's just silly.
Yeah, why not? But
Why not?
they are just going to reset the map, still at the Baron, so they can just march it in. I don't even think they need to play for that top side tier 2 tower. I think they could just kind of march in and look for another fight.
Yeah.
It's going to take a real miracle for the Jellyfish team to find any sort of engage.
I mean, I'm expecting Headbutt Pulverize into 5k full delivery system into a 5k Shockwave. I mean,
I want to see it.
yeah,
We
I
all
wanna
want to see it.
We all want to see it.
Yeah, but team fighting with it's getting close to like a 20k gold lead at this point. Like 1.8. Mass is failing me.
We have 45 kills at the moment. Meanwhile, Dolan, he's going to get caught out. Frey's going to take it down. Meanwhile, looks like Risk is going to go down to Burrows. Multi-dubs. He just Sonya's on the tail going. Meanwhile, Tudo steals that kill. Burrows is going to find that Alistar. And it's all up to Penix now. Now, Penix, we know you've had a really bad laning phase. If you pull off the 1v5 right now, including Frey with a GA right now, I'll gladly. I don't know what I'll do, but it'll be something epic. Oh yeah, we'll call you season MVP as Burgers. Oh, nice flash there. But well then, it is pop me off Frey. Gonna find the Bones Girl, but that 1v5 is not gonna be happening. As looks like it's gonna be game. Racing to his face. He's trying to find more. He found Dolan, but the fence still up it, and Rico is actually gonna kill off the jungler. Meanwhile, Tuna, he's gonna go down, but the passengers are gonna allow him to deal so much more damage. And here comes Burgers. It's just all up to Dolan now, and the death from below is gonna kill him. The shutdown gold over to Fig, and with the play at 26 and a half minutes in, and Knights secure second place heading into playoffs.
I mean, there's not much you can say about that game. It does. If there's one thing you can get from that game, it's that everyone has the ability to pick the same champions in League of Legends, but it really is about how you use them. And Knights moved around the map so well and definitely highlighted their strengths in terms of their shot calling. GG to Jellyfish. They made it here to the Sumstock circuit, and unfortunately they are going home winless and will be looking to recoup for the next season. Actually, worth pointing out, they are a new organization, so lots of growth there from those guys, and hopefully they'll put it together for the next ladder and the circuit that follows. But yeah, we have our second seed, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Knights.
Yeah, so quick listing of the standings. So our final four will be in order of placement. Will be off the grid. In first place, Knights in second, Squids in third, and Viseria in fourth. Viseria, we expected the number one, but losses to Knights last week and Squids this week dropped them down to that fourth place. Didn't knock them out of playoffs, but dropped them down to a lower seed. Not what we were expecting.
Yeah, they still are my team to watch, to be entirely honest. I had a lot of hopes in these guys in the previous weeks, but they weren't quite able to deliver, and it seems like they definitely tend to struggle when they are tested, but they will have a bit of time to get it together for playoffs, and we're not going to have any tiebreakers as we are doing the head-to-head, so got a little bit of time for the guys to prepare, and I'm excited to see what they come up with, because I still think this is one of the strongest lineups coming in, even with the Knights having subbed out Frey and Bose. I think that they can more than match them in basically every lane.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna get quick confirmation of when
we're back.
Yeah, when we're back with semis, I think it's going to be Sunday, so we'll be having both our semifinals on Sunday. I'm not sure what time they are starting. So and we will have our grand final, which is going to be a best of 5 next Monday. And boy, I'm really looking forward to the playoffs here.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting times. We have a lot of games to look forward to, and yeah, I'm really excited to see these top 4 teams clash. I think it's going to be some really close games back and forth. We've already seen some amazing games over the course of this circuit. I'm still sad the Kraken didn't make it after their performance, but we have our top 4 teams, and I don't think the competition has ever looked tighter.
No, it hasn't. And on that awesome bombshell of a game, we're going to say farewell and adieu. And we'll see you on Sunday for our semi-finals. From me, Quirky, from my lovely co-caster Weapon.
Oh, you waiting for me?
Yeah, I was just going to say goodbye. And of course, for our first 2 casters, Flying Fin and Perplexer. And of course, our wonderful, awesome, meticulously beautiful producer, Peanut. Please do follow him on Twitter at PeanutRL. Make sure to book him for events for all your production needs. And from that, it is going to be good night from us, and don't feed.